What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down everything that we know about the next patch. And we're going to be talking about the new agent name that got leaked. So we can speculate on that. Even if it's not in the patch, it will be coming soon. So there's a lot we got to talk about. There's a lot we got to cover. But go to the GameLeap website right now if you want to absolutely destroy your opposition with in-depth aim tips, tips and tricks, and so much more. Do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below. Now, the first thing that we need to talk about is the fact that the patch got delayed. Remember, it was supposed to release last Tuesday, but it got pushed back only 1 week and will be releasing on the 22nd. This is incredibly soon, so I thought I would give you an update on all the things that we suspect will be in the patch, things that we know Riot has been working on, and potential changes to be made. Now remember, specifically for this patch, it's a lot about balancing of the existing agents, not adding new ones into the game. They talked about the fact that they're going to be doing balances a lot more frequently, specifically agent balance changes, but they could hypothetically do weapon changes as well. Now, after that huge patch that dropped and all the changes that went through, we saw changes to the controllers, we saw changes to Yoru, and I'm not entirely sure if they have enough data to support any future changes to the controller role. I know some of you Viper mains are a little upset that you think she got nerfed too far. She's still seeing ample pro play, but maybe you still want her buffed in some capacity. A lot of you Astra mains are very salty because she got really hit hard in pro play, and in ranked play she has fallen tremendously. Maybe that's some place they need to look into the future. However, I doubt they're going to do any direct changes now, because not only is the controller meta looking a lot healthier when we look at the pro scene with Brimstone, Omen, and Viper all seeing decent play, there's just not enough time that has passed to justify changing these characters further. Now, there is a lot of data to support potential nerfs to characters, and unfortunately, top of the chopping block is definitely Sova. Now, I'm not saying that I think Sova needs a change. In fact, I think that metas that Sova is at the center of are good metas. I think Sova's a very, very nice character to have, very skill-centered character, and works really well when watching it from the pro scene. However, I don't know if he should be this dominant. I don't know if perhaps we've been in a Sova meta for far too long, and he's seeing a ridiculously high pick rate, some of the highest that we've ever seen, and I wouldn't be surprised if they touch him a little. They don't want to just simply remove him. I think that that would be foolish, especially when the pro meta relies so heavily on him, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they make his abilities a little bit more expensive in one way or another. They change things slightly, but the fundamental character, they're probably keeping exactly the same. And as long as Sova still does what he's doing right now in some capacity, he's gonna beat meta. Now, the other character that is on the chopping block is actually Jett. Jett is incredibly powerful, and she's been powerful for a very long time, and she's still the go-to duelist in every single composition. It's very easy to see that she could be on the chopping block as well, to see potential ability changes. I wouldn't be surprised if the only thing they do is just actually make things a little bit more expensive. That's a pretty simple way, but it's really gonna depend on what Riot sees as the optimal meta, right? It really depends on whether or not they see it's a problem that Sova and Jett are super high played, or if that's fine and they just want the meta to stay that way for the long haul. We're gonna really see upcoming soon, whether it's this patch or the next, and I'm incredibly interested in where Riot is gonna take their stand, whether or not they are actually interested in this meta just for the foreseeable future, or they are just gonna mix things up just for diversity's sake. Now, I'll say the character that it makes 100% sense to actually mess around with some buffs. It wouldn't affect anything in the pro meta, especially if you don't buff him like crazy hard, and I think he just really, really needs it in his Phoenix. He's become the laughing stock, and he was pretty much the lowest picked character besides Yoru pre-changes, and now Yoru saw a big spike, but Phoenix is just now in dumpster tier. And I really do think that they could actually revert Phoenix to, you know, all of the strengths he had before. Cheaper flashes, his things heal him more, and he still wouldn't actually compete with a lot of the top choices right now. So what can they do? They could revert him, or maybe even make him more powerful. I think his flashes in particular are the weak spot on Phoenix. They're way too easy to turn on. They're not consistent. They're not reliable. Do something about those, or make them dirt cheap. I'm actually incredibly curious where you would take the character. If it was up to me, I would probably do something completely out of left field and make it so maybe you only needed, like, instead of 6, 5 or 4 ult orbs in order to get your ultimate. I know that seems really, really low, but it would be crazy to have a character that their ultimate is almost like an extension of an ability that you can use very, very often. And yeah, that'd be very interesting. It kind of reminds me of like Tracer's Pulse Bomb in Overwatch, but maybe that's completely broken. I have no fucking idea. I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there. Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is the tournament mode. When it was originally announced, it was actually supposed to already be released. So it's been a ways since then, and I'm guessing they needed some more time to work on some different things. That's not a big deal, but I do expect it to come incredibly soon, and it might come in this patch, next patch, or sometime incredibly soon, because honestly, we've been waiting for it for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised with more and more leaks coming out if it actually goes through. And remember, it's going to be a tournament system where you can actually play in a tournament to win prizes and actually win things like skins and things like that. We don't know the full showcase of the prizes, and it will probably incorporate some sort of SMS confirmation, because I believe they're going to be separating it by ranks. We're going to have to wait and see on that one, but definitely let me know if you are hyped for a tournament mode, or if you're a little bit afraid of people trying to wiggle their way in and smurf and things like that. I want to hear your opinion about that down below. Now, the last thing that we need to talk about is just the name of the new agent that is being worked on. Codename Bounty Hunter, and I wouldn't be surprised if this character is actually going to be a controller. We haven't had one in quite some time. Perhaps Riot will delay the controller just because we've seen so many controller changes, so they want to wait. Not entirely sure. They have dubbed specifically Astra, Brimstone, and Omen the Dome Smokers, and they put Viper in a separate tier. So it makes a lot of sense to introduce another smoker that competes with Viper or is the same type of smoker as Viper. They said that in a big developer article that I broke down on a previous video. And as far as the name is concerned, Bounty Hunter just sounds like something to do with money, right? It's like you hunt down a target and maybe you get specific awards. So maybe you have some sort of award for killing players. Maybe you kill someone, you get extra money. We have no idea exactly how that's going to work. I imagine it's going to be economy related, but the name doesn't really sound controller-esque. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see on that one. I have no idea, but I really want to hear your opinion down below. What type of agent do you think is Bounty Hunter? What kind of agent do you want to see? Do you want to see Controller Initiator or another goddamn duelist? I really hope you don't want to see another duelist, but I want to hear your opinion about all of that down below. And if you could actually balance any character, buff, nerf, rework, I want to hear what character it would be. You got to let me know. But the GameLeap website is the best place to absolutely pop off with in-depth tips, tricks, guides, and so much more. You got to go check it out right now down below.